From bureaucracy's basement to your ears, this is the weekly meeting of the Queen City Improvement Bureau. Each week, the dedicated staff of the Bureau meet to file recommendations, make reports, and survive on water that drips from the boiler pipes into their open mouths as they sleep on beds of dot matrix printer paper. Maybe one day they'll escape from the subterranean hell that is this basement, but until that day comes, this city is not going to improve itself. So here we stay, improving things. This meeting is now in session.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Yes.
Why?
I have a tan.
Why do you have a tan? That doesn't make any sense. No light gets down here.
I opened a packet of peanut butter and I dozed off in it. So it's actually just some peanut butter on my face.
So it's like a fake Trump tan.
It is kind of like a fake Trump tan, but it's delicious.
Much better than a Trump tan. Not that I would know.
Not that you would know.
Never licked Trump.
never lick Trump is good advice.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway.
Yeah. What else is new?
Not all that much. I'm keeping on. You know,
and keeping on.
I'm keeping on. I'm keeping on. I'm writing up notices to fire people in city administration. Shh, they never pay attention.
Shh, careful.
What?
We got to keep our heads down, man.
I do that all the time.
We do not want to get put on leave.
I don't, but I mean, I write those things up all the time. I usually just pick somebody random from the HR, from the list, and I'm like, fire that person. I know they never pay attention, so, yeah. Anyway, Lee Pham was on the list this time, so, yeah. I hope that it goes okay.
Oops. Sorry, Lee.
Wait, what are you saying? Anyway, should we take attendance?
For the record, I did not write the list, and I did not write that bit.
I didn't write that bit either. I just made it up on the spot because I'm trying to get fired from this show.
I think we need to do attendance.
Okay. So first attendee. That's a little odd. A punched eel?
A punched eel?
Yeah, somebody punched an eel.
It's just going to bring it down here to show off?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, look at this eel. I don't know what the end game is.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of curious, but I am kind of worried about what this says about how deep our show is in a hole right now that we are resorting to punched eels for entertainment.
Yeah, and I'm also worried that maybe we are literally below sea level and they're trying to repopulate.
I think we are actually below sea level.
Oh, man.
In the sub-basement.
Oh, well,
it explains the squishy floor.
It does. And don't punch the walls because you might flood the place.
Yeah.
So anyway,
punched eels. Good eating.
True. They're tender. Punched. Sorry, my bad. I've mixed up the letters. So should be Paul Deschênes.
That's actually me.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, so you're.
I can't stand eels, by the way.
You can't stand eels? No. What about like unagi?
I wouldn't eat them. No, will not eat. No.
Wow, I love those.
You look at it, and if it's like some nice barbecued eel,
yeah,
and it just looks like a piece of like ordinary barbecued meat.
Yeah, it's good.
But then I think about what an eel looks like, and I'm like, I will not eat that.
That makes sense.
Actually, it really doesn't.
It does kind of.
Because if I think about what a cow looks like, I'm happy to eat it. But really, are cows that much prettier than eels?
Obviously to you.
Yeah. Well, they look more edible.
That's. Yeah. Looks like you could just walk up to a cow and take a big old bite.
Yeah.
But eels would be slithery.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. They're slippery and slithery.
I know. I don't like to think about it too much. You are on the verge of ruining eels for me.
Any food that comes, I don't eat any seafood because any food that comes pre-marinated, don't want to eat it.
to me, that's just skipping a step.
I guess.
That's
okay.
just like,
maybe I should need to rethink. I've been being told there's a lot of things I need to rethink, so maybe my stance on eels is another one.
Wait, like in fish? What?
Just things in general.
Things in general.
Things in general.
Things in general.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right. So while you rethink, let's continue our attendance.
Yeah.
Oh no, a mango nadir.
Not. Are you sure it's not? It's not a mango. It's not. Is it the mango nadir?
No, it's a mango nadir.
Oh, okay.
I guess somebody has found just how low it can go with a mango.
Yeah.
Just how bad it can get.
Yeah, but if it's just one of many nadirs for mangoes,
I know.
But I want to know the absolute depth.
Some disaster mango.
The ultimate nadir for mangoes.
I don't know. Maybe this is obviously like just on its way. Although a nadir is a nadir. Like you can't go lower than a nadir.
Yeah.
Unless maybe you discover new nadirs to plumb.
Right. Well, you get there and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There's like a little trapdoor. This mango nadir. What's down here? It's another mango nadir.
It's even worse. This one smells bad on top of it. This one looks like an eel. Oh, yuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, this is a little embarrassing.
Uh-oh.
I've mixed up the letters.
Zoinks?
Zoinks, indeed. Just take. Should be Aidan Morgan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's you.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad. I don't feel like a mango nadir. I suppose if you were looking for a mango and it looked like me, it would be weird. Some people might think this is as bad as a mango could get.
Maybe we should ask a mango.
We should ask a mango.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking of it as in the ways of mangoes being regarded by people, not from the point of view of the mango itself.
Right.
Huh. Wow.
Because I always think of mangoes as like the king of fruit, but maybe mangoes look like down on us.
Oh, maybe a mango nadir is like a deposed king of fruit.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's not you.
Maybe mangoes are like, it couldn't get any worse than being a papaya.
Yeah.
For example.
Oof. Would not want to be a papaya.
No, me neither.
Or a prickly pear.
Kidding. What a dragon fruit. Look great. Don't taste that good.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I won't even eat it.
They don't taste bad.
They're like the eels of fruit.
Eels of fruit. Wow, we're good with what you call that content.
Yes, we are.
Everybody who's. Let's talk about olives for a bit.
We should.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Or we could talk about real things.
Here's the thing.
What's that?
People will be wishing we'd go back to our mango talk.
I know.
In a few minutes when we start talking about what's actually going on at City Hall.
Because I think we're about to hit a nadir.
I think we are. We're barreling towards a nadir right now. Yeah. I can hear the clock ticking. So where do you want to start? Because there's a bunch of stuff. I think we should start, there's the one thing that I've actually been getting messages about for some time now. And that's the thing that you alluded to earlier, that there have been some...
Right.
There have been some surprise departures from City Hall.
Yes.
Yeah.
They come as no surprise to the people who did them.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but...
It's just a couple days ago, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going along swimmingly. And we find out that there's going to be a special meeting on Wednesday morning at 8:30 a.m. Tuesday night we find this out. We don't know what it's about. We just know there's a press release goes out and it says, an extra special meeting. Now, there are multiple special meetings already this week because there's an executive committee meeting on Wednesday. There's going to be that special meeting on fluoride on Friday, which we'll talk about. But then we find, and there's also going to be a special meeting on Wednesday in the evening to make law out of what happens during the executive committee meeting. Whoa. Right? And then all of a sudden there's this report that says, this press release that says, hey, there's another one.
Extremely special.
You now have to get up even earlier in the morning. All right? So it's going to be at 8:30 in the morning. And then, then it comes out what the agenda is for this. And it's that there's going to be big changes in in something to do with senior staff. And we'll release the agenda for tomorrow's meeting. So this is Tuesday at 1. And so at 1 o'clock, the agenda's there. and they're appointing an interim city manager.
Wow.
I wanted to take you guys all through the narrative, like what I went through. So it turns out that they're appointing a city manager because Nikki Anderson is going on leave. Nikki Anderson, our city manager, hired under Sandra Masters, has been has been city manager through what we would call a rocky period.
Yes,
in City Hall.
Yeah.
She's going on leave, and they need an interim city manager, and that's going to be Jim Nickel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So everybody's like, "Oh my God, what's going on, Paul? What's happening?" So I'm like, "I don't know." So 8:30 in the morning, go into City Hall. I crawl down the vent, and I've got my my opera glasses, actually, that I use to watch council through. 8:30 in the morning, council comes in. They immediately go into private session. Let's start this meeting. Land acknowledgement, private session.
Right.
So they disappear, and when we sit there and wait, I think it's 20 minutes to half an hour, they're gone. And they come back in, and then they just pass the reports, and they F off.
Wow.
Yeah. That's it. And apparently in the press conference, there were no details given on why the city manager is going on leave, why they need to install the city clerk as interim city manager. That's only usually, like, if the city manager is going to go on holidays, it doesn't usually go like this. So this all seems very strange.
Well, I had a little bit of time today to think on it.
Oh, good.
And I have no new information.
Okay.
And I'm not interested in scurrilous rumors.
Me neither.
I
want only the facts.
Exactly. Actually, we both really like
wild rumors.
Yeah, or wild rumors. Only hard facts or nonsense or conspiracies.
Yeah.
But in some ways, like I've heard rumors. I don't want to get into them. But it kind of makes sense. Like, Nikki Anderson was hired by Mayor Masters in a previous term at a very particular and very contentious time.
Yep.
And I think perhaps the city is like, okay, now we're turning a new corner. We've got a new mayor. We can do some new hires, essentially.
Yeah.
It's time to clean a little bit of the old house.
Yeah, no, you're jumping ahead a bit, because as far as we know, like, the official story is she is just on leave. Right? However, I think it is safe to say that this leave is going to be so temporary, so long in its temporariness, that it will become permanent.
Right.
I think it's safe to say that this is we're probably not going to see Nikki Anderson back as city manager.
You think she's on temporary leave forever?
Yes.
Yeah. She's gone to a farm or
something like that. Yes. Part of the reason that I think we can say this is that apparently one of the first things that acting city manager Jim Nickel did in his role as the acting city manager is he let go 3 members of Nikki Anderson's staff.
See, that is a sign. To me, that's a bit of a sign that when you take away everyone that reports to her...
You're looking for auguries of the future.
That's right. Oh, Nikki, welcome back. We did a little bit of house cleaning in your absence.
Yeah.
We completely gutted, like, your network and your power structure.
Yeah. All your friends are gone.
All your friends are dead.
Yeah, so who was let go? And this has been confirmed by real news
They're
sources.
Not really dead. I just said that.
Yeah. Lee Pham, the city manager's chief of staff, Christine Perlot, her executive assistant, and Audra Young, the head of community development.
Wow, I feel kind of bad because those are the 3 people I picked completely at random from the list of City Hall employees.
Apparently the city clerk listens to you.
Wow, nice. Yeah. I mean, for the first time. Like, usually I call for, like, the mayor to be fired.
Doesn't work.
I don't even like. Sometimes I don't even remember their name. I just like say, fire the mayor.
That guy, the mayor.
Fire the boss.
Yeah.
Make me boss. Make me boss. Make me mayor. Make me mayor and city administrator.
Yeah.
Please.
So this, like, by the way,
what?
We're on 91.3 FM. AccessNow Community Radio.
Oh, wow. Man, new name?
We're the Queen City Improvement Bureau.
Whoa.
Yeah. People have been, like, giving me grief for my for my station IDs becoming sexier and sexier over the years. So screw it.
Mr. Deschênes, your station IDs are too sexy. We cannot concentrate on city politics.
It's clownery, buffoonery from now on.
Yes, and they will not sanction your buffoonery any longer.
Yeah.
Quote Tommy Lee Jones.
I don't know, man. Okay, so this is like, a lot is going on staffing-wise right now, and we're just in the dark on it. So the city manager has been let go. Has been put on leave or took leave, but it does not look like she's coming back. Right. We don't know that she's been let go. But 3 of her staff were.
Right.
Yeah. So that's 4 of the most highest ranking women in city administration.
Okay.
Also, for reasons we don't know, the chief of police is currently on leave because of a complaint against him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know this.
Yeah.
This is new.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah. That was in the newspaper.
Well, I don't. Yeah. Obviously, I've been to break kayfabe. I have been on the road. So I got back recently. So I'm just catching up.
All right. Good for you.
Yeah. It's good for me.
And then finally, the interim head of REAL, Roberta Engel, who'd been the interim CEO after Tim Reed was let go. She also departed from REAL and was replaced by somebody else.
Huh.
So, this has been a lot of staffing shakeup. Not like, these are some very important people at City Hall. We have no indication of why these shakeups are happening.
Nope.
And this is like rife for conspiracy thinking.
Oh, yes.
So I think people should be very careful about that. I think we should wait until we either know something and not give in to the scurrilous rumors. The wild rumors. Perhaps we can entertain a few of those.
I would love to entertain some truly wild rumors.
Yeah. Bat poop ones, even.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, bat poop wild?
Bat poop wild. Yeah.
Wow. Like the one where they basically, all that staff are building a rocket to the moon to start Regina on the moon.
Yeah.
And we will all go there.
Yeah.
Within the next few years. Once they get set up.
Yeah.
Build a dome, grow some crops, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then they'll teleport all of us there to join them.
It's moon time, baby, is what they
Actually,
say.
you know what?
That's the slogan.
If City Manager Nikki Anderson moved to the moon, I can guarantee you that she is not going to teleport this gang of jokers to join her. She is there on her own. I'm going to miss Nikki Anderson. I have enjoyed some of the hijinks in council.
I like her dope leather jacket.
Her dope leather jacket.
Maybe it's not real leather. I don't know. Yeah. It's vegan leather.
She's got a denim jacket that's pretty dope too.
Oh man.
Yeah. But she was a city manager who's been willing to push back against some of the nonsense that city council has attempted, there was the attempt to cut $200,000 worth of staffing for EDI during the budget, and she was having none of that.
Yeah.
And stuff like that was, I appreciate it. And saying things like, when this was under the last council, when a councillor would say, "Oh, well, I want to send this back to administration, refer it back for more consultation." And Nikki Anderson was the first city manager I'd ever seen who was willing to say, "You can refer it back to us, but it's not going to change the outcome." Right? We already did all of the research, all of the work, consulted all the experts and all the stakeholders. The result will be the same. I liked that.
Yeah, I agree. And even if, obviously, there are aspects in which Anderson and staff were not working out at City Hall because, 3 of her staff are gone, she's on leave.
Yeah.
But there were some things I liked about her. I actually really enjoyed that recent defense of the Good Trouble Network.
Oh, yeah.
I was
very
surprised.
classy.
It was very even-handed and felt like, I don't know, reflective and a little bit of wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'll get you put on leave around here.
So anyways, but yeah, we don't know why any of this is happening, but, perhaps we will find out. Yeah. Second. Okay, so this has happened, and I'm not sure where to go to next. I think I want to I want to talk about the thing that has me the most stressed at the moment. Tomorrow, Friday, May 2nd, it's the day, Aidan. It's Fluoride Day.
Ooh, Florida.
No, Fluoride Day.
Not Florida Day?
No, Aidan, no.
What? I thought we were going to move Regina to Florida.
No, I wish we were moving to Florida. It's going to be nice and warm, too. But we're not going to be able to... Well, you can enjoy it. I'm not going to get to enjoy it.
Right.
No, tomorrow is the day that Councillor Bezos' RFK Jr.-esque reconsideration motion to cancel the fluoridation program before it even gets started. So this is the municipal water fluoridation program that was supposed to be the capstone on the reconstruction of the renovation of the Buffalo Pound water system. And, that's tomorrow. There's a document that comes out. It's like the list of delegates, and it's like the delegates and the submissions that those delegates who chose to submit early submitted. It's 900 pages, Aidan.
That is, yeah, and I saw people saying, why are there, non-Regina people on this?
There are, yeah.
Why are there Americans? This feels like we're going to be getting back into, the conversion therapy.
It looks very much like
delegation hell.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of absolute cranks with one idea in their brains. Just coming in to muddy the waters.
Yeah.
Defluoridate the waters.
Yeah, I think there might be some of that. A lot of the delegations are 2 sentences long. I don't support municipal water fluoridation, and I'm willing to answer questions. So these people are going to come in and just freestyle their delegation for 5 minutes.
Ooh, freestyle.
Yeah, I hope they rap.
Me too.
Yeah.
I volunteer to beatbox.
Yeah, there's not a lot that rhymes with fluoride. I don't want no flow ride. I'm going to go on a low ride. Let you know why I don't want flow ride.
No. Let's stop doing this right now. This is not good. This is a bad way to go. But now I want to really...
You started
I really do want to do this now, but I think this would be a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But that was a good start, though.
Yeah. Cheers. So it is 900 pages. It is going to take up all day. It starts at 9 in the morning. I've already scanned through the document. I've read a bunch of stuff in the document. It is of the 900 pages, I think 890 of them are opposed to municipal water fluoridation. There are delegations, 2 delegations from the Saskatchewan Health Authority and 2 delegations from the College of Dental Surgeons, and those 4 delegations comprise the sum that I could find defense of the idea of municipal water fluoridation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the people who know what they're talking about are going to be the ones defending fluoride. Yeah,
and it's the situation that so often comes up where you have a consultation or you have an opportunity for everybody to share their feelings on something, but the people with the expertise, there's widespread consensus that municipal water fluoridation is perfectly safe and is efficacious in protecting especially low-income kids from cavities and dental disease.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the vast majority of the dentistry community and the medical community and the chemistry community believe this and know this from their research. And they're going to be completely drowned out by the cavalcade of cranks who are going to be coming out.
Well, I mean, they don't know it. They don't know anything about, dentistry or chemistry or public health or anything else. But they believe.
They do.
Yeah. You know what comes out. I mean, there's so many bizarre ideas around fluoride and fluoridation. It's like vaccines. It's a magnet for cranky weirdness.
Well, we saw it with the mayoral debate where there was one question that was submitted by Bob Pierce that that was about pineal gland health and how fluoride and chlorine are, they attack the pineal gland, and it is the health regulator in the body. And what are the mayoral candidates going to do to protect pineal gland health? This is the kind of thing that you're up against when fluoride is on the table. But anyways, we should go to innovative revenue tools, if you're okay with that idea.
Yes, I am perfectly happy with that.
All right. We'll do that right now. And we're back from Innovative Revenue Tools on the Queen City Improvement Bureau on 91.3 FM CJTR. AccessNow Community Radio.
I was very worried that you were getting a little too sexy.
I know. I could see it in your eyes.
So I'm like, whoa, that's pretty hot. Okay,
you were like,
quick,
before the siren song starts, where's the wax from Stop Up My Ears?
Are you going to get a banjo and start singing, Wild Mountain Time? If you would, that'd be nice. That's a great tune.
But no, alas. Hey, I have something. I wanted to go back to the fluoride thing. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Okay, because I'm so I'm kind of frustrated. Mm-hmm. And this gets back to the whole, I've been basically told I'm a meanie, Aidan. I've been told I'm a meanie. You are a meanie. You are basically attacking these anti-fluoridation peeps. Yeah, and I don't know what to do. Okay, I just the thing that I'm going off of here, because I'm not a scientist, is there are these dental agencies like the Saskatchewan Health Association, Canada Health, the WHO, the College of Dental Surgeons of Saskatchewan. They're all saying it's perfectly safe. And I've spoken to chemists and people who've studied fluoride, and they've all said, if you keep it at 0.7% parts per million, which is what we're going to be doing in Regina, and if even it goes up to 1.5, which is not going to, you're going to be safe, right? Yeah. It's going to be fine. But 0.7% or 0.7 parts per million is what we're going to be getting in our water here, right? Right. Every expert, every association that studies this stuff has said, excuse me, I'm getting choked up, Aidan. What about a guy who saw a YouTube video once? Yeah. What about somebody who caught Joe Rogan just spouting nonsense at one point? Yeah. Think about that. And that's the thing, right? I don't know how to say, look, the stuff on the other side is kind of junky science, and I don't know how to say that in a way that doesn't hurt people's feelings. Yeah, because people, I think the issue. Yeah. It's easy to say that people are weird or dumb or something like that. God knows I've been guilty of such a thing. Oh yeah. But I think it's all. You definitely have. Who, me? I was speaking rhetorically. I don't think I've actually ever said anything like that. Yeah. I was just trying to make you feel better. Oh, okay. Yeah. Essentially. Thanks, man. But anyway, I think it's a matter of the source and who you trust. Yeah. And often I think the people who believe this kind of stuff, who believe conspiracy theories, hear it from someone, from a source that they formed a personal connection to. Interesting. And nobody forms a connection to a council of dentists and scientists, which is a shame, because those are the people who actually know what they're talking about. Yeah. But what do we associate with dentists? Going there and being poked and prodded and being told that you don't know how to take care of your teeth. And you probably should have grown up somewhere with fluoride in the water. That would help. Yes. Anyway, and also less lead in the water. Yeah. But there I go, potentially insulting the very nice people who have concerns about fluoride. Yeah. But I think that's the problem, and I think unless someone hears it from someone they trust, they're just going to discount this. Yeah. And some people just have formed their whole identity around it, like an irritant in an oyster. Yeah. There you go. One of the things that I've been hearing is that there's new research or there's new reasons to think that fluoride is dangerous, and that what's your answer to that, Paul?
Yeah, like if you take a gigantic anvil made of fluoride and drop it on someone, that's going to hurt.
It is definitely going to hurt.
But be curious.
Yeah. So the reason I pulled up my notes is because in the 900 pages, there is a presentation that will probably be presented tomorrow by Jerry Uswak, who is a doctor of dentistry. Mm-hmm. And he is I believe he's the registrar of the College of Dental Surgeons of Saskatchewan.
Right.
Okay. So he's a professor of dentistry and a dentist and, like the head dentist for Saskatchewan.
I wonder if he's a professor of dentistry and a dentist to professors.
He might be.
Wow.
Probably both.
I kind of want to ask him that now.
Yeah. And he has his presentation tomorrow is titled, "The Sky is Not Falling, an update on community water fluoridation." He was the guy that the city used as their chief expert in 2021 when they passed the motion to start to do the fluoridation program. Mm-hmm. And so he actually has a couple responses in his thing about this supposed new research that says that fluoride is dangerous. So I wanted to just read like a couple clips from it.
Sure.
The first one goes, in 2021, there were 27 known papers that had been systematically reviewed by Harvard researchers who found an association between community water fluoridation and lower IQ. An association is not cause and effect. For instance, when it rains, I always wear a raincoat. When it isn't raining, I don't wear a raincoat, but while my raincoat is associated with the rain, it does not cause the rain. These papers, he goes on to say, were published in obscure journals and generally regarded as weak science, with widely divergent fluoride exposure, often many times more than what we fluoridate water at, 0.7 parts per million. Later on, he talks about in 2025, there was a systematic review and meta-analysis that was published in the JAMA Pediatrics. I don't know what JAMA stands for. This is a legitimate, medical journal. It included a green paper reporting an association between community water fluoridation and lowered IQ, but not at the levels that we fluoridate at. Most recently, a contemporaneous longitudinal study, and this was not included in this meta-analysis, by the way, was published that examined the association between community water fluoridation and lowered IQ. The research methodology compared fluoride exposure and cognitive dysfunction assessment. The subjects previously participated in the 2012 to 2014 Australian National Child Oral Health Study and were assessed as adults by psychologists to gauge cognitive dysfunction. The study found no association between community water fluoridation and decreased IQ at any level of community water fluoridation. Those who consistently drank fluoridated water had IQ scores 1.07 points higher than those who did not have access to community water fluoridation. Patients who had dental fluorosis, the earliest clinical sign of excess fluoride intake, had IQ scores 0.28 points higher than those who did not have a fluorosis diagnosis.
Huh.
So I had to build up to saying fluorosis diagnosis.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
You're just trying to sneak in fluoride rap under cover of a scientific analysis.
So what he's saying is that this is one of the things that's being cited by a lot of fluoride opponents is this JAMA study and is this this meta-analysis that used that looked at a lot of areas in India and China where the fluoridation in the water is much, much, much higher, and it's naturally occurring or a runoff from industrial processes. And that data has made this meta-analysis suggest that water fluoridation is a problem, but it's only a problem at these much, much, much higher levels, right? And what he's saying is that there was a longitudinal study of people who've been exposed to community water fluoridation at 0.7% or 0.7 parts per million or 1 part per million, and what they found is that there is no impact and a very minor increase in IQ outcomes. And I've read elsewhere that the thinking behind the slight increase in IQ scores has more to do with Communities without community water fluoridation, low-income people have worse health outcomes because of the dental caries, the tooth decay that they suffer from, and that this leads to worse academic outcomes, and that shows up in a slightly reduced average, I don't want to say IQ score, but worse outcomes later in life if you have worse teeth when you're young.
I also want to say that IQ scores are just a terrible way of
They're
measuring.
nonsense, yeah.
Come on, people.
Yeah. But, so, like, I think there's going to be 895 pages of people basically referring to this data and saying, you have to take it seriously. And the people whose job it is to look at studies and say, this is a good study, this is not a good study, reject the not good studies and make a decision based on the best evidence available, are the people who so frequently are the ones who get ignored.
Yeah.
So,
well, my hope is that city can withstand these many delegations and actually make a good decision.
I hope so. The concerning thing I've heard, 5 councillors are inclined to vote against municipal water fluoridation.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair to the councillors, whichever ones they are, I know some of them are just dead set against fluoridation, Councillor Bizzo. But also, I mean, some councillors are listening to constituents. Yep. And while it's good to consider these things from a scientific and health standpoint, also they're beholden to the constituents. So, if a lot of people are saying we don't like it, we don't want it, they should at least consider that in their factor. And I think they should actually ignore them, but, I'm not a councillor.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we've talked about this before, just that, it's not a councillor's job to be weighing scientific evidence.
No.
Right? Like, that's why we have Health Canada. That's why we have the Saskatchewan Health Authority.
Precisely.
That's their job. And, like, a councillor should just be, like, taking their advice, working together as a team.
Yeah. But they're also politicians. So,
That's true. Yeah. And I also think the idea that what was the failure here was that we didn't have consultation, like broader consultation or a referendum earlier on, when we know that for the last, since the 1950s, there has been this constant battle, typically from a lot of right-wing forces. In the beginning, the John Birch Society was famously anti-fluoridation. But also, a lot of granola lefties are also opposed to fluoridation. And so there's been what is 50s to now? That's a long time, Aiden. That's many years.
It's 70 years now, yes.
And there's just there's this ossified group of ideologies that have glommed around this anti-fluoridation thing that have not changed but are very motivated and they end up disrupting and diluting the discourse to the point where any referendum or public consultation, they take it over and kind of wreck it. So
yeah, they do. I'm not a fan.
Me neither. Anyways, we're on 91.3 AccessNow Community Radio. Are we the Queen City Improvement Bureau?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that no, let's not. Anyway.
Yeah. So that's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to try to live tweet this meeting. I don't think I'll be live tweeting every single delegation.
Might you live skeet it as well?
I don't live tweet anymore. Technically, I live skeet, but I don't like skeet and I don't like post. So I'm just using tweet forever.
I know. I know the dilemma. Yeah. I know the poster's dilemma.
But I'm at bluesky.bsky.app/@PD City Hall.
I hear that's where everything is happening now.
It is. Yeah, well, definitely in the live skeeting world of City Council.
Exactly. I mean, it's where I happen. So.
Yeah. And actually, a lot of the City Hall reporters are now Blue Sky folk.
I've noticed that. Yeah. I like it. Once you get the media on a platform, that's when it becomes, I think, culturally significant, when people actually get on the platform to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways, last thing I thought we should talk about.
Oh.
Do you remember during the budget debate there was on day 4, there was an unfunded $1.55 million budget cut passed, leaving our operating budget in deficit at the end of the budget debate.
I'm so sorry I recommended that. I didn't think they'd take me seriously.
Yeah, especially since, they've done this before.
Yeah,
they listened to you once before, and it didn't turn out well.
I'm like, hey guys, I know that like the last time you did this, it was a disaster, but do it again.
Yeah.
Har har har.
So this was a motion from Mayor Baczynski on day 4, but it was intended to sort of like, fix a problem, which was a motion from Councillor Mancinelli on day 3, which said cut $1.55 million from the city budget, but pay for it by firing managers.
You can't. If you're going to fire a manager, generally you need to get another manager to replace that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then the budget cut in all of this was Councillor Bizzo early on day 3, who wanted to cut over $3 million and take it out of salaries. And the original motion was take it just from salaries, right? Take it from cutting staff. But it was changed on the floor of council to cutting management and like out of scope management staff and consultants, right?
Better them than the rank and file, but yes.
But we know that the original intent was to take it out from everybody.
Of course.
Anyways, the problem there, it turns out, is that the budget was coming partway through the year. By the time people would be let go, most of the year would be done. So you'd only be able to get like half. They were demanding $1.55 million of savings in the 2025 budget halfway through 2025.
Wow.
So you're only going to be getting half a year's salary out of each person you let go. And then you have to pay them out.
Yes.
So if you actually want to save $1.55 million, you have to fire a lot of people. And it was going to be 35 people to get $1.5 million.
Imagine if you fired everybody. Think of all the savings.
Oh, my God, the savings would be off. Yeah. We could just put AI in charge, or us.
Yeah.
Because
they don't even pay us.
They don't pay us, and we're not even really real. We're just like voices in a speaker.
Exactly. So, and you can't fire a voice in your head.
That's true. So anyways, that didn't happen. Mayor
free there.
That night was the long night of City Hall, where so many people were like, oh my God, I'm out of scope. Am I going to be out of a job? So the next morning, Mayor Baczynski pulled back that motion, reconsidered it, had it turfed, and then brought forward this one, which was an unfunded. Just, Nikki Anderson, please go out and find us $1.55 million in savings, please.
And go on leave.
Yes. So she did that. There was a report.
Maybe that's why she's on leave. Maybe she's going out to find that $1.55 million in savings. They sent her into the forest to come back with those savings. I
think that might be it. I think you've got it.
Like come back with like a bag over her shoulder of savings. Yeah, it'll be fairy gold.
It makes sense.
It'll turn to flowers.
Because what the original plan was, the plan came out on Wednesday, and they were like, okay, look, we can make $600,000 because the carbon tax is gone that we're not going to be paying.
Right.
And assuming the provincial government doesn't claw any of those savings back, and we don't end up having to pay anything, we got $600,000, which I think is quite the assumption. Secondly, they were going to scale back mosquito control. They were going to scale back the number of hours that the washroom downtown is available. They were going to scale back maintenance on city facilities and caretaking, like on city facilities, like cleaning the bathrooms.
Wow.
And so these were the main ones. There were a couple others, but mainly that's what they were going to be doing. They were also going to projects to improve city facilities. They were going to put those on hold.
So are they just trying to figure out ways to make the city like fundamentally unlivable?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
And then to top it off, this one I almost forgot. They're going to cancel Light the Lights.
They're going to cancel Light the Lights.
Yeah. Say it's $35,000.
Those B words.
So
those illegitimate children.
City Council didn't like this. They're like,
those rhymes with dastards.
Our crows are coming home to roost. I guess in this case, mosquitoes.
Yeah, I think, boy, if they cut back on mosquito control, they're going to be like, well, that was a fun experiment. Let's never do that again.
Yeah.
Because, wow, I've been here in bad mosquito years.
Yeah.
And it's
miserable.
Ugly.
Yeah. The city manager, the chief financial officer, Darren Anderson, another Anderson. Yeah, not related. He laid out how this worked. What they had to do is they had to make a list of things that they could cut. So first of all, they explained the whole staff thing again, that we can't make significant savings from cutting staff. It's just not going to work. Secondly, it had to be stuff that's funded by the mill rate. So if it's a project that's being funded off a reserve, so like reserve funds, or if it's being funded off of a grant, that's not going to help because this isn't going to help us cut the mill rate. So it has to be 100% covered by the mill rate. And they made a big long list of stuff that counted, and it has to be stuff that isn't, mission critical.
Right.
And so they picked off that list the things that they felt would be the least impactful for the citizens of Regina.
It sounds to me like all the stuff that you would only notice if you go outside. Mm-hmm. If you leave your house, office, or car for any length of time.
If you want to enjoy the city for a moment.
If you would like to enjoy the city and have quality of life, just our advice now is to stay indoors and watch TV, please.
So council did not like this, and they were like, we need to come up with a solution that isn't this. We need to do something else. So yes, maybe they sent Nikki Anderson into the woods to find new solutions, because what they've done is Councillor Fro has announced that he is going to pass a motion next week at City Council. He's going to put forward a motion to get a report where city administration brings forward alternate solutions to this problem, and council will get to pick a new suite of cost savings. Well, if only somebody could have warned them that this might happen, that they could cut the budget and not fund the budget cut, and that it would come back and bite them in the butt. If only somebody could have said, hey guys, this isn't a good idea.
No, but nobody said that?
Oh, Aiden.
Now they know.
Aiden, somebody did. Councillor Zakidniak.
Oh,
so what I'm going to play right now is from the March 20th, 2025, day 4 of the budget, Councillor Zakidniak responding to Mayor Baczynski's motion. Ooh. And, I will play that right now.
So I did live through this before, last term, and just to go over that, last time it was 1% mill rate decrease, and administration discussed some of that. There were a lot of unintended consequences because we arbitrarily directed this on the floor of council, and there was also a report to executive committee. It's kind of like Groundhog Day, and also I think a lot of people realized that was a mistake last time. We were also asking staff to make adjustments to their budgets without looking at our own budget, right? They had to cut their travel and their communication and other things. Council did nothing. So it wasn't received well. It didn't go well. Most people realized that it was a mistake. I didn't support it then, and I don't support it now. So to be clear, this process, while less damaging than the earlier amendment, is equally arbitrary. And I do want to touch on the decision that was made last night. I think it's really important for us to realize that the decisions that we make around this circle have far-reaching consequences. And yes, we've just reversed that decision, but we caused sleepless nights for many staff last night. We put folks in a tailspin, and it's good that we're addressing it now, but I think we need to be very careful in our decision-making because it has major impacts.
Council, you have 10 seconds left.
Well, I'm going to make a motion to refer this due to the lack of consultation and analysis on the impact of this cut. I want to refer it to city administration to conduct a thorough review, including an impact assessment, and report back to council with recommendations on how to achieve cost savings without jeopardizing essential services.
Okay, so I just learned about what a referral motion is. So I'll do my best to explain it to everybody. So there's no debate. This referral that Councillor Zakidniak has put forward would essentially table this motion until that information would come back. And so what we would, there's no debate, but what we would be voting on is if you want to, if you agree with the referral, then you would vote yes to, and that would nullify this right now, and it would go to admin to report back, as Councillor Zakiniak said. If you would like to see this go through or continue debating to vote yes or no to this on the screen, the amendment, then you would vote no to the referral. So there will be a vote coming up on your screen for a referral.
Mayor, the referral vote has been lost in a vote of 4 in favor of the referral, 7 against. Those voting in favor of the referral were Councillors Fro, Burton, Zakidniak, and Flores. Voting against were Councillors Mancinelli, Radins, Bezo, Rashevich, Siklis, Turnbull, and yourself, Mayor. So we were back to your motion.
All right. So Councillor Zakidniak in March during the budget debate said, don't do this, don't pass an unfunded deficit budget.
Right. This is a bad idea. Or there's going to be a problem. So what we should do is get a report from city staff with options on how to save this money that's more considered and careful so that we don't wreck things. And Councillor Zakidniak, Fro, Burton, and Flores said, yeah, that sounds like a really smart idea. And everybody else was like, no, let's wreck things.
Give us cuts now.
Wreck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they are now, so what's coming next week is they're going to be asking administration to give them the report in a couple of weeks that Councillor Zakidniak proposed trying to get back in March.
This is killing me.
Yeah. And it's irritating because, sorry. Because...
Just rename the show that. This is irritating because...
the council was able to walk around. They were able to strut and take some, collect laurels after the budget was passed because they made this cut. They brought the mill rate down by 0.5%. And they were basically going to use the city manager as a human shield who was going to and these are the cuts that we're going to do. And the city administration was going to take the crap over the phone lines for their mosquito control, for all the mosquitoes and the potholes and no light the lights. And now, when everybody's forgotten about that whole budget thing, and council's like, oh, we'd better do stuff that's more rational and responsible than what administration is suggesting. And they're really just fixing a screw up that they did back in March. And if nobody remembers what happened in March, nobody does because it's been a million years since then.
It's true. Well, that's actually kind of true. It's been a while since March.
Yeah.
It's all memory hold.
Yeah. So that's where we're at with that. So that next week we're going to get that motion from Fro to reconsider the budget cut. Oh, incidentally. The city chief financial officer pointed out, because that extra special meeting that I mentioned, the third one for the week in the evening, that passed the property tax mill rate with the $1.55 million cut. So at this point now, city council has zero flexibility. They have to find exactly $1.55 million in cuts from the budget, or more, I suppose, or the budget doesn't work.
Did the ghost of Lori Bresciani show up and make this happen? I mean, I realize Lori Bresciani is alive, but did the ghost of Lori Bresciani show up and make this happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. So they're locked in. They're they've dropped the brick on the accelerator pedal, and the clown car is heading straight towards budget cuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Service
cuts is what I meant to say.
I only hope they can all spill out of the clown car in time.
Yeah.
It'll be delightful.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're running out of time here.
We are. Should we perhaps then move to adjourn?
I think that is a grand idea. I second that motion.
All right. Motion is passed. Meeting is adjourned. You have been listening to the Queen City Improvement Bureau on 91.3 FM, AccessNow Community Radio. Your hosts are Paul Deschênes and Aidan Morgan. Music by Guidewire, aka Ryan Hill, and Kim Fury. You can find us broadcast live on Thursday evenings, 7 to 8, and rebroadcast Monday afternoons, 3 to 4 p.m. Hello, if you're listening to us on Monday. Find us on CJTR.ca as well, or our website, QueenCityIB.com. Remember, that's Improvement Bureau, not Irritable Bowel. And also on Blue Sky, where Paul live posts, skeets, tweets, City Hall coverage, and I'm there as well, singing things as I do. I think that's it.
Oh, one last thing.
One last thing.
Yeah, farewell to friend Carolyn.
Yes. Yeah, goodbye to Carolyn, our longtime friend who had a memorial today. She is and will be missed. Yeah. All right. Well, that is all. Keep on improving each other.